We can say definitively that religions are all bullshit.
Welcome to Brainstorm.
We have the explicit tag for a reason.
This is a base level argument to a higher level morality.
I get paid to science?
Two science as much as one can science.
What the hell was my point?
Trigger warning. The Brainstorm podcast will criticize your most cherished beliefs. We attack nonsense in all its forms and discuss difficult subjects. If you peddle pseudoscience, supernatural woo, or religious dogma, then this is not your safe place. This is the home of hardcore skepticism.
To those listening live or to our patrons, welcome back. For those listening weekly, welcome to the Shift to Reason Radio, the Brainstorm production that tries to educate and inform. We'll take current events and important skeptical topics and try to analyze them critically. Remember that we're live on Spreaker.com every second Friday, and today is June 23rd, 2017. I'm still joined by Angela.
Hello.
Renee.
Hello.
Lisa.
It's me.
And Leo.
Hello there.
With the amazing Dave doing sound.
I wasn't very amazing, but I'm amazing the rest of the night.
That's right. So we'll kick things off with the Woo Report.
Oh, are you sure?
Maybe.
I'm not a scientist, but if I can tell you your science sucks, then your science really sucks.
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit. Fuck.
All right, Angela, what kind of bullshit do you have?
Oh fuck! It was a great day.
That's a good way to start this.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, I'm somewhat unprepared, but so a chiropractor. He
a hot chiropractor?
No, he's not even hot.
Because that makes
he's not my cup of tea at all. So basically what happened, he previously he invented something called lipstick.
Okay.
And it's not what you think.
It's not by Maybelline?
No. Maybe she's born with it. Maybelline. No, it's more along the lines of he invented this adhesive that you put on your labia to stick them together so that when you have your period.
Spit, he was going to laugh so hard.
Well, the funny thing is you were looking at Renee and you were carefully saying, when you put it on your labia. Oh, okay. When Renee puts it on Renee's labia, then what happens to Renee?
Well, let's talk about
Okay,
Renee.
what happened was I accidentally spelt my name with two E's and shit just went south.
Oh, shit.
Exactly. So there's this adhesive you put on your labia, and when you have your period, you put it on only when you have your period, and it holds in the menstrual flow until you urinate. When that it
flushes it out.
It releases the adhesive, and then you pee, and then you are able to pass the menstrual flow.
I'm sorry, what is the point of this? Is it like as opposed to using tampons or whatever?
Yeah, you don't have to use tampons or pads.
Oh, it sounds kind of... Okay, sorry.
I'm not sure I understand.
Well,
well, your lips are all floppy, right? You could kind of use them as a little container. It sounds
so
like.
it's glue.
Vaginas,
yes.
Hashtag
That's
not
terrible.
all vaginas, because not all vaginas are created equal.
Some vaginas are floppier than others.
Some labia
Fair.
are floppier and some aren't, and it's not necessarily.
That's what I was That's what I was visualizing.
Yeah, not all vaginas.
Sorry. So what is it again? It's tape.
Well, the original invention was this lipstick that he came up
with. So it's an adhesive.
It's an adhesive.
Is it also waxing at the same time? That sounds painful.
No, it's not. Well, it's not supposed to be painful. That's the silly thing.
They always say.
That is what they always say.
Exactly. But then
childbirth not supposed to be painful.
For whatever reason, it may not have flown. I don't know. It didn't go very well. It didn't sell well. It wasn't even, I don't think it was even available for purchase. I think he was like asking for people to, try it out. But then is it funny to me? Is it funny to you that he's a chiropractor? I don't know. He's a man and he's a chiropractor.
It's fitting.
I'm sad that he's not a hot chiropractor.
It's suitable. He doesn't know anything about the human body, so why wouldn't he produce something for women's?
Exactly.
Okay. Sorry. So now, is that the whole woo, or is there more?
There's more.
There's more woo.
And I'd like to continue because he's come up with a second
us more about Renee's
product for the Menzies line. It's Menzies, Mensez.
Is it for men?
No, it's for because Menzies.
I know what Menzies are, but I was just wondering if it was like a play on words or something.
It's fucking crazy.
So men can have periods too, or something.
All right.
So he's invented a panty liner, which has it comes with the Menzies technology pre-applied as a colorless powder. So the powder will transfer to the labia minora as the panty liner is worn. Moisture activates the powder and creates the Menzies seal. Without the panty liner ever sticking to you. Some girls and women prefer this method of application along with the added security of a panty liner. The panty liner stays clean and dry, and you are leak-free until you urinate. Menzies is a personal hygiene product that could change the way you live. Still in development. It's not yet available to consumers. And the person that blogged about this was very curious and had many questions. Robin Panaccia, I believe her name is, and it's crazy. But the best part of it is what could improve? ? And there's a huge list. And some of them were quiet night studying, white party, running errands, backyard picnic, your book club, the big game, a cozy night in, Voga class.
What's that?
I don't know. Let's hope he meant to put yoga class.
Oh.
But the thing is, V is on the bottom of the keyboard and Y is like at the top.
So it's not a typo.
I don't think it's a typo. And then my favorite one, like she mentioned some good ones, like dinner with the girls, boardwalk on your longboard, casino luck. My favorite one was day drinking.
I enjoy day drinking.
And like,
that's
so
my favorite one
if my
too.
labia are stuck together, I think maybe day drinking would be better.
Maybe even in order. maybe even required.
So is this? Sorry, this is not the panty liner. The other one is a real product.
This is an actual thing.
It's now available. Does it work?
We don't know.
I mean, it doesn't sound.
We don't know. It's not available for purchase.
Oh.
So we have to like suffer through our Voga classes with our labia glued shut.
And day drinking. Don't forget the day drinking.
I can't day drink with my labia glued shut right now.
Not yet.
And I have to live with that. How do you like that?
I mean, it sounds kind of gross, but like the whole process is gross. Like there's like
menstruating isn't the cleanest of things.
Yeah, it's sort of a mess. So I don't know.
So what does this product do? This panty liner? Does it?
The panty liner
glues the labia shut and has.
It has a powder in it that includes it for you, so you don't have to put it on with your fingers, I assume, or something. Is that the other one?
Yeah. So once
that's gross too.
Once it like becomes moist, then the powder is activated, and then your labia sticks shut. And then
just don't understand.
And how does like if you have a heavy day? Sorry to gross you out, guys. Fuck, I don't. Whatever, it is what it is.
I've never seen Renee so fidgety. He thinks he's kind of fidgety.
The idea of
he's shrugging a lot.
I'm like, well, if I've got my labia glued shut over here,
you're just
making you a little tense.
If you had labia, they'd be glued shut right now.
Yeah.
But I don't understand though. Logistically speaking, if you have a heavy day and stuff's coming out quickly, how does that not act like urine? Like urine is different. So what makes it stick with?
No, I think your urine dissolves the glue.
Of the higher pH or the
no, because the urine's more like liquid. It's more like a fluid. Like I don't know.
Unless they're going strictly
Just like-
chemical.
I'm really failing to understand any of this.
Is there a chemical in your
How is
urine that
pee
isn't in
different
your
than blood?
Yeah. I think, and that's what it boils down to. Like, what's the difference between urine and blood? I mean, yes, obviously.
Now
it's
there's
color.
a title
It's
for your episode. What's the difference between urine and blood?
I think we can come up with something
No,
better.
I'm not naming the title.
No.
Ain't no downloads happening then.
Periods are still blue on TV. They're not going to be mentioned in the title of this episode. That's going to
So
scare
is
all
pee,
the
though.
boys
Pee
away.
is too in the poise
It is.
pads, right?
It is. You're
They're
right.
the same thing on TV.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah, I don't know. Have we flown too close to the sun with this? I
We're just too close to majesty.
You know, there's all sorts
here.
of gross things out there.
Yeah.
There's menstrual cups, right? It doesn't really sound that much. I mean, you're not.
I've used one and
Yeah.
I've thought it was fantastic.
Right, so maybe you'll
You
think
can
the
wear it
labia
for
gluing
12
is fun,
hours at a
fantastic.
time.
Maybe you'll like the labia gluing. Have you tried it, Angela?
I don't even like the sound of that.
But okay, so what if I glued my labia together and then I have an opportunity to have sex? Do I have to go pee first before,
Yes.
or do I have to rip my labia apart?
No.
And is it something you can force?
What if there's a malfunction with the glue? And
There's so much information. Not only have we've learned that Angela has sex on her period too.
No, I haven't had sex on my period for it's a long time. But I'm just inquiring minds.
Next
want to
story,
know.
next story. Oh my god.
I'm the queen of TMI. I don't know if you know
are.
this.
it's all good.
No idea.
That's why I get all the vagina stories.
Not all of them.
That's true.
Yeah, that's right. So what do you got for us, Renee?
Well, apparently there's this Theodora Sutcliffe went to Bali and had ozone piped into her vagina.
Ozone, you say?
Ozone, yes. For, of course, cleaning and wellness.
It's O3.
And that's better or worse than steam?
I would probably argue it's equally ineffectual. Although steam would have to be hot. So,
Right, so
I would
that
say less
sounds-
dangerous. Less
That
dangerous.
sounds- yeah.
Yeah, well, that's just it. I don't even know where to go with this one. It's like ozone, actually, they have used it as an antiseptic, but that's like on inorganic material. Like sanitizing objects, not like body parts. So like ozone is considered like a pollutant. It's like it's just not generally good to be, especially pumping into your body. But it's like all these kind of wacky things.
Right.
People get this. They get like, I mean, they have used ozone apparently before. Nikola Tesla patented an ozone generator back in 1896, according to this article. They were used as an antiseptic during World War I before antibiotics. So, I mean, there is a kind of a pattern, but, you know, modern science has come in and said, this is a bad idea. But
so
it's just like, I mean, it's Bali. Wasn't that where we did that other article where the woman had the demon exorcised from her vagina?
That sounds accurate.
Yeah.
Sounds like something we do.
We do a lot of vagina work.
We do a
down
lot
there.
of vagina stories.
Apparently.
We have a penis one coming up, I think.
Yeah, that's, which is out of the ordinary.
Is it prostate one? Mine? I'm so excited about it. There's semen. There's everything in this one. It's so good. It's so good.
So, like, I mean, basically, it was she went for this treatment, which was part of it was like upstairs from some vegan raw food place, and then they did these wellness treatments upstairs, which are all wacky.
Then you know it's legit.
Yeah, you know it's fucking legit. And at any rate, she had it done, and she had no ill effects, but generally, it's not a good idea to have ozone blown up any orifice.
Okay. So no orifices.
No orifices.
Rectum?
Hard pass.
Yeah.
No ozone in any orifice.
Generally, no.
Ears, nose.
No.
I got to say, I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
You were hoping that this was the thing?
I was, if it was recommended, I was maybe thinking, but I guess
no,
not.
actually, I went to the Wikipedia page looking at like the actual description of ozone, and there was actually a subsection about alternative medicine for ozone.
Okay.
So it is a thing, but no doctors recommend it.
That's
because there's no evidence that it does anything.
Yeah, no, there's no evidence.
figure,
yeah, go figure.
Weird. That's super weird.
That is. What the hell?
But but of course they claim that it cures fucking everything from AIDS to cancer.
Well, certainly cervical cancer. Cancer. That
And this is why you trust a hemp wearing vegan instead of a doctor.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's exactly why.
Yeah.
Specific, like, emphasis on the hemp.
I would trust a hemp wearing vegan doctor.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
As long as they didn't recommend the ozone, like an actual doctor.
That's true. As long as they didn't recommend this nonsense.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know any doctors who would. So
Okay, because I just scanned the article. Apparently, rectal ozone cures have been marketed in South Africa.
Oh, way to Google.
But only in South Africa.
Rectal ozone.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Well, they do colonics.
Is that to relieve constipation or something?
Probably.
Because I could, that might work.
Why would you have to use ozone though? Why don't you use air? Like, what's the difference? What does it matter? Why would it have to be like O3 molecules instead of O2 molecules? What the hell
You get
does
that
it
after your coffee enema.
When they do colonoscopies, they put air up there because they have to do stuff. And
That's fine.
Then you have to fart lots after you're done your colonoscopy.
But that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's not O3 specifically being,
No.
it's just air.
Yeah.
They have to put a camera up there.
Yeah, that's fine. We have a suction thing at work we use before we do a transrectal ultrasound. I always step out of the room. I say that's a physicist's prerogative. I have nothing to do with the rectum suctioning. I don't need to be there. It smells like farts in there. I leave.
Now that's a title.
Yes.
Rectum suctioning.
Rectum suctioning has nothing to do with physics. Is that can be?
Yeah, that's right.
It's not in my job description.
It isn't really not in my job. Anyways.
So what's your conclusion, Renee?
Sorry.
I was going to say it's bullshit, but that doesn't sound right. Don't stick air pollutants up any orifice.
Okay.
I don't know. Is that a fair assessment?
That sounds fair.
The more you know.
Yeah.
That's harsh, man.
Yeah, I know. I guess I'm not going to
for next week. I'm going to cancel it.
Yeah, I'm going to be banned from Bali, I think.
Let's move on to Lisa's story.
Yeah, I love my story. I fought for my story. Okay, title of this is from attn.com. Okay, this is the title of it. There's one surprisingly huge health benefit to ejaculation by Kyle Jager, because he wants his name on the story. Anyways, there's some really good, you guys have to go look it up. All the listeners should go look it up because there's some really good pictures that go along with this story.
Yeah.
That story inspired me to take better photos. Like,
yeah, it's beautiful.
I'm sorry, but like seriously, I need to be more creative about the photos I take.
Yeah, you should. So turns out if you're a man worried about developing prostate cancer, there appears to be at least one preventative step you personally can take to lower your risk from the comfort of your own bedroom or wherever you may happen to be. It doesn't say that, but it's true.
That's true.
Several studies have linked frequent ejaculation during sex, masturbation, or while you're sleeping to reduce risk of prostate cancer. So how much difference can ejaculating really make? According to a 2016 study published in the journal European Urology, quite a bit.
But that's a good read.
European Urology, they use alliteration. It's a great thing, really. Researchers surveyed 32,000 men. That's a big sample.
That's a huge sample.
32,000 men between 1992 and 2010 found that participants who reported ejaculating at least 21 times per month, 21 people in their 20s.
How many times?
Slightly less than once a day.
Yeah.
Slightly less. Okay.
But way less than the average of 3 times a day. No. We're 19% less this is men in their 20s, we're 19% less likely to develop prostate cancer than those who ejaculated only 7 times per month or less. So frequent ejaculation during your 40s also appears to reduce your prostate cancer risk by 22%, the study found. So Jennifer Ryder, the lead author of the study, is quoted as saying that while our findings should be confirmed in studies that evaluate the potential biological mechanisms underlying the observed associations, the results of our study suggest that ejaculation and safe sexual activity throughout adulthood could be a beneficial strategy for reducing the risk of prostate cancer. So there's no magical number of times a person should ejaculate to reduce their risk.
Just keep going.
Just keep, but the study does find a dose-dependent relationship. So keep giving yourself that dose of ejaculation. The risk becomes lower the more you ejaculate. So
fantastic.
There was another study in 2003, looked at 2,300 men. Same shit. And it's great. I don't know. It makes sense though, because like a lot of correlations with cancer are kind of, you have a lower chance if you use that body part. So if you eat a lot of fiber, you used your GI system properly, you have a much lower chance of colorectal cancer if you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. So it does make sense. It does make sense that you use it and then it kind of flushes shit out. So
no pun intended.
But then smoking should also reduce lung cancer.
Well, no, smoking deposits shit on your lungs. So
I was just trying to make a joke.
Fail.
If you use your lungs by like exercising, I think you reduce your risk or not smoking. Anyways, yeah. So I don't know. I thought that was a beautiful study, and I really wanted to steal it away from Angela, who I knew would take it from me if she was the first one to get it.
No, I would have given it to you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I totally wouldn't have given it to you.
It's okay. I understand.
So we're not refuting this in any way. We're just saying that it's a correlative study that we're
I think it's actually
satisfied
true.
with.
I think it's just funny.
Perfect.
I'm sorry. There's nothing really. It's not really atheist or skeptical theme.
It's
to
not
this.
woo related
it's a big
necessarily.
sample size.
It's not woo.
There was a previous study done probably, I know reading it like probably 5 years ago that said pretty much the same thing, but I think that was a much smaller, less conclusive study. But I remember reading a study on that some years ago.
So this confirms.
Did you take it to heart?
What are you doing in there? Preventive maintenance.
Try not to get prostate cancer.
What do you think I'm doing? Jeez.
Whatever you got to do, man.
None of your damn business.
Fuck off. Yes.
People with kids can relate to the fuck off. None of your damn business.
Is that what your son's telling you in the bathroom?
No, that's what I used to have to tell them when they were little.
Yeah.
Knocking on the door. Dad, what are you doing in there?
Yeah.
I'm reading shit on my phone. Get away.
Yep. Can I just have 2 minutes?
God.
Get a minute's peace. Kid.
All right, so I'm going to talk about some healing stickers.
Yeah, tell us about those.
So I got 2 articles. First is from the New York Post, and the second one is from Gizmodo. First, the New York Post reported on Gwyneth Paltrow's website, Goop, promoting a new...
Ew, of course her website's called Goop.
Yes, of course it is.
Okay. She's totally going to support a proponent of the labia gluing, for sure. Like, no question.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised it's not on her website. So for $60, you can get a 10-pack of stickers that are made by a company called Body Vibe that will emit a biofrequency that resonates with the body's natural energy field to optimize brain and body function. Yeah.
At this point, you don't just think to yourself, people will buy anything. Like, really? I mean, she's really just like, she should be called peoplewillbuyanything.com. Like, really, like.
That's a great website name, actually.
Can we get that
energy
domain?
field? Like, what evolutionary basis would there be for human beings having energy field that could only be helped by $150 stickers that Gwyneth Paltrow won't invent till millions of years after humans have evolved? Makes no sense.
No.
What's the...
But it's a biofrequency, Lisa. It's a biofrequency.
What the fuck is that? Frequency. What is?
Have you heard of biofeedback?
Frequency involves something that is repeating over. What's repeating over and over again in your body that you're tuning?
The bio.
Fuck you.
The biorhythm.
Hemp wearing. That was good. That was really good.
And I got a nice fuck you from Lisa.
She liked it.
Oh, shit. So they claim that this reduces stress, gives you a better sleep, will relieve pain, and give you a better complexion.
Maybe that's true if you get stress from having money. Like if you like your money, if it stresses you out to have your money in your bank account, you're like, I need to get rid of this
I
shit.
need to spend
I'm going
it.
to buy $150 stickers.
Well, the thing is, it probably started with someone going, I'm feeling stressed. So they started slapping like Hello Kitty stickers on the forehead. And then it went,
that works.
Oh, they're making fun of me because they say I look stupid. But if it has something to do with the biorhythms and it's healing,
right,
then
right.
fuck them.
So they also claim that it reduces, it mimics the free radical fighting benefits from antioxidants.
Mimics.
How?
No, I don't know.
That's not even a sentence.
Free radicals are in your blood,
Yeah.
right? In your cells.
Yeah, but the sticker.
But the sticker.
That is not an argument. But the sticker is not an argument.
Oh, it is. Gwyneth says it's an argument.
Gwyneth can bite.
Here,
you.
I'll jump right to what the rep for these stickers says, or
I wanna hear
the
this.
founder of. Oh, okay. They were invented by a company called Alpha Biocentrics, which is a company that also
sounds like a legit
specializes
name.
in. They specialize in quantum energy bracelets and health pendants. And the founder, Richard Eaton, says, without going into a long explanation about the research and development of this technology.
Alarm!
That's a good preface to it, too.
Because it doesn't exist. Okay.
It comes down to this. I found a way to tap into the human body's biofrequency, which the body is receptive to outside energy signatures.
Did he say this in the echo chamber of a bong hit? Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle.
Like biofrequencies, man.
He also added, most of the research that has been collected is confidential and is held by the company.
Fuck. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Hey man, these companies gotta protect their
somebody saying
proprietary
I'm mad at you,
shit.
but I'm
That's
not going
true.
to tell you
Yep.
why.
Yeah. So
Fine. Yes.
Gizmodo took a chance and asked them for peer-reviewed research supporting their claims and a response to a statement they made about the material that the stickers are made of. They claim that the stickers are made of a carbon material that NASA uses to line spacesuits so that they can monitor an astronaut's vitals during wear. And apparently they come pre-programmed to an ideal frequency, allowing them to target imbalances. So
I wonder how my frequencies are.
Isn't it like those stickers that they used on Mythbusters? Remember when they were doing those crash tests and they just stuck stickers on their
Oh, those were
those impact stickers, right?
impact
Those are
stick.
G-force stickers.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
G-force.
Maybe this
stickers.
is like the same kind of technology.
well,
Sort.
according to NASA, that's not a thing.
It's not.
Yeah. So
Color me surprised.
Mark Schellhammer, former chief scientist at NASA's Human Research Division, said, "What a load of BS this is." So
He probably didn't quite say that, but yes.
no,
okay.
that's the direct quote.
I'm just saying maybe they edited him a little bit.
Well, maybe.
Maybe in the privacy of his own home, he said it a little bit different.
The fuck is this shit? Well, that's not quotable.
Yeah. So, yeah, they don't contain this stuff. This stuff that they claim they contain isn't something that is used by NASA. That's not a thing that they have. And, yeah, essentially, after these articles came out, Goop, the morning after the Gizmodo article ran, Goop removed the claim about the NASA materials and released the statement that says, "As we have always explained, advice and recommendations included on Goop are not formal endorsements, and the opinions expressed by the experts and companies we profile do not necessarily represent the views of Goop."
Oh.
Even Goop won't stand behind this. That is
Yeah.
not a good fucking. The jade egg people will not stand behind it.
Yeah,
That is
that's right.
not a good sign.
We're all for sticking this rock up various parts of you and steaming other parts of you, but the stickers
don't do what they said they do.
Yeah.
That's a load of bullshit.
They crossed the line.
There's also a statement coming out from Body Vibes, the company that makes the stickers, that says, "We apologize to NASA, Goop, our customers, and our fans for this communication error. We never intended to mislead anyone. We have learned that our engineer was misinformed by a distributor about the material in question, which was purchased for its unique specifications."
So they don't know what the material is. Then how can they make any claims about it?
Here's a thought.
Question. That's a
Is their spokesman fucking Sean Spicer?
Maybe.
Could be.
You know what I think? They're probably they were sharing a joint one day and talking about these stickers. Like, yeah, man, isn't it like paper? Doesn't it have carbon in it? And like everything has carbon in it. So we could just totally say that it's like made from like the same stuff. Like
NASA uses carbon. We're carbon. Stickers are carbon.
Some fucking great selling
No.
point,
They just took a big bong hit and was watching some sci-fi show. And it's like, it's just like that, like on those shows where they have all those sensors and they can track when the astronauts or the alien Marines, and you know, when they die, they go flatline.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we had stickers like that, that'd be awesome.
It would be awesome. Dude.
So they probably make these on their printer at home.
Probably.
No, these people are just Ferengis in like human clothing, and they're just like cynically just like, me, humans will buy anything.
Should we like rent a
And they're
table
right.
at next year's Cathedral Village Arts Festival and just print some fucking stickers off and be like, hey guys, check this out?
No, because we're not assholes.
I have brainstorm
There's some good
stickers.
stuff at the
We could
cathedral.
totally just go to one of these health and wellness things and say, these stickers make you less stupid.
And we bumper stickers that cure your car. You know, that
Yes.
keep it-
Actually,
You don't need an oil change
that's
now.
a future episode. I want to cover a story about stickers that will give your car better gas mileage.
Stay tuned.
Did you actually find such a claim somewhere?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, I did. Yep.
Hell.
All
It's
right.
all the
so
rage right now, man.
we'll take a quick commercial break. I think we're a bit behind, but we'll do that quick.
If you like what we're doing and want to help us keep the lights on, go become a patron at patreon.com/brainstorm podcast. You can hear the bonus half hour that we record every episode and get a shout out when you support the show. Become a patron for just $1 an episode at patreon.com/brainstorm podcast. Or you can support the show by ordering a t-shirt, mug, or other gear from our store at caffeepress.ca/brainstorm podcast gear. If you can't afford to become a patron or buy gear, then why not give us a rating or write a review on iTunes or Stitcher? Every rating makes it easier for people to find us. Thanks for your support.
We are given one life, full of billions of small and large decisions. To be somebody, to change, to be kind, to give hope, to become a better person, and to leave a lasting impact on this planet. It is a decision to be made every single day while your heart is still beating. We've made our decision. Absence of clothing. Atheist and science-based apparel and merchandise, donating 50% of our profits to charity. Look good and feel good, without God. Check us out at absenceofclothing.com and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest for discount codes and other sweet swag.
Use the code BRAINSTORM at absenceofclothing.com and get 10% off.
Are you done getting your brain stormed?
We here at Packard Pokesat, we poke at beliefs, religion, news, and oddities from across the web.
Join us, along with occasional guest hosts from people in the secular atheist movement,
Where we poke at all of this and more Friday nights.
at vaughnlive.tv/Packard Pokesat.
Okay, Connie, are we done with this promo?
Well, how are they supposed to find us, Packard?
Oh, shit. I forgot about that. You know, I know. They can find us using a compass.
No, that won't work.
Well, they can find us at Packard Pokesat at WordPress.com. Where can they find us? Well, they
all
can
the way back to Newark.
all the way back in Newark. Well, they can find us. They can find us at Packard Pokesat on packardpokesat.wordpress.com, Twitter, Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, and YouTube.
Just don't try the magic 8-ball.
Yeah, I know. I tried that last week, but all I got was try again later.
And we're back. So we're going to start this off. We don't have a bumper yet for the politics, but we're going to get one. I'm working on it. I just got to get a clip of something Brad Wall says that's shitty, which shouldn't be hard. But I don't want to watch videos with him in it, so it's tough.
Do the kicking the can down the road one. And then I'll gag in the back.
Just take a random sample, just
30 seconds of anything he's spoken.
Anything. 30 seconds. There you got it. See what we get.
Not 30 seconds, I guess.
2
seconds.
2 seconds.
The pan for coffee at Tim Hortons one.
That one.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I have to change the radio station every single time it's on.
Fair.
All right. So, how many of you remember the famous Trudeau line of a Canadian is a Canadian is a Canadian is a Canadian is a Canadian during the campaign? Anybody? No,
not
really.
Okay, so during the campaign, when the debates with Stephen Harper, there was this one topic that the Conservatives had passed a bill allowing them to strip Canadian citizenship of people who had dual citizenship if they were convicted of treason or terrorism. And so Trudeau promised that Canadian is a Canadian is a Canadian. No second-class citizens, so Canadian citizens are equal no matter if they were born Canadian or if they obtained that citizenship later. Okay, so that's kind of the introduction to this bill. So on Wednesday, I think June 19th, that would be
Monday.
So they passed a bill repealing many of those things that the Conservatives had put in place. Called Bill C-6. Okay. And it basically it's a list of a bunch of things making it easier for immigrants, for both obtaining your citizenship and also for keeping it. So I'm just going to go through a couple of the most notable changes that they made. There's a long list, but some of them are just kind of unimportant and just you would very minor details that are just procedural stuff. Okay. So the biggest one is they changed to that point that I just mentioned, that nobody can be stripped of their citizenship for anything, that if any crimes are committed, you face the Canadian justice system. So which I think is a great thing to do. But we can talk about that in a bit if anybody disagrees. Another requirement that they changed was before they had, if you wanted to become a Canadian citizen, you had to express the intention or sort of prove the intention that you wanted to live in Canada for a number of years after you got your citizenship.
Okay.
And they changed that you're not required to live here. So if you want to live here for a little bit and then actually I want to go live somewhere else.
Still get your citizenship?
Yeah, you don't get it revoked, because previously there was I can't remember the exact detail, and I could have researched it, but there was some kind of requirement that you could, your process could be canceled if you moved out of the country.
Oh.
And there's also a number of years that you had to live in the country. So you had to live 4 out of the 6 years prior to getting your citizenship.
Oh, okay.
Prior to being able to apply, you had to live in Canada as a permanent resident or on a visa.
Okay.
Or something. So another thing that was changed, there was okay, so there was a thing that prisoners could not be denied citizenship applications. So let's say if you were here a permanent resident and got convicted of a crime, you could become a citizen in jail and apply for it and everything. But they changed that to individuals serving conditional sentence will not be granted citizenship. So that I'm not sure how I feel about that necessarily. Yeah. I don't know if that I thought that was important to mention. Another one, previously they had no responsibility to accommodate people with disabilities for any kind of for the oath swearing and all that shit. So
so that seems like it's important to change.
So now they made it a requirement that they have to. The government is required to accommodate any disabilities. So that can
That's good.
Include anything. And those are the most important ones. There were probably probably close to 20 total of things that they changed, but a lot of them were just how many years you had to file your taxes before, stuff like that. Which
the prisoner one. So previous, what was the policy previous to that?
Let me just read it here. The previous act was no provision existed to prevent individuals serving a sentence in the community, a conditional sentence order, from being granted citizenship, taking the oath of citizenship, or counting this time towards meeting the physical presence requirements for citizenship. And so now... And then the new act is individuals serving a conditional sentence will not be granted citizenship, take an oath of citizenship, or be able to count this time towards meeting the physical presence requirements for citizenship. So it's basically if you're imprisoned in Canada, that can't count as your time spent
towards citizenship.
Time towards being eligible for applications.
That seems okay, I guess.
But it also I think that makes more sense. But the first one,
as long as we're not mistreating prisoners because they're not officially citizens.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm guessing if you are convicted, it seems kind of unnecessary, because if you're convicted of a crime, odds that you will pass the citizenship test, that you'll be approved for citizenship, might be low. Yeah. So
does seem undesirable in an immigrant. A criminal.
But this kind of establishes it that they can't even, be considered while they're prisoners.
Right.
So, but other than that, I found most things to be pretty well done in the changes, and I guess Trudeau kept a promise, which
well, there you go.
Check.
And I felt pretty strongly about this during the campaign. The fact that Harper was suggesting that certain citizens are slightly less citizen, we allow you here unless you commit certain crimes, then you're actually not citizens anymore.
It's like having a child, and if you're my kid as long as you're good, but once you're bad, no.
It's kind of like if you adopt a child, and you tell just the adopted child that if you leave the toilet seat up 10 times,
this is conditional.
This is conditional. We'll take you back to the
Strike
orphanage.
One.
That kind of thing is that. It just never sat right with me to begin with.
No.
Not that a government and a citizen, that's not a parent-child relationship necessarily, but I mean, there's all kinds of different people here, and it just seems counterintuitive to put that in place.
And it's also, one of the reasons is if you're gonna accept somebody to be a citizen, you have a responsibility. You can't just, this guy committed a crime, let's send him back to, let somebody else deal with this shit.
Yes.
You kind of have a respancy. Okay, now we
only want just the non-assholes.
Yeah.
Well, and here's people make the argument, what do they, it wasn't like any crime. It was, you had to be terrorism or something against the state, right? But what it does in a much broader sense, it it kind of reduces the value of the citizenship that people coming to this country are being granted, right? Like it just generally sends the message that your citizenship isn't as good as someone else's citizenship.
And the thing is, it's so easy to get around. Like if you want to be a terrorist and still keep your citizenship, all you have to do is renounce your other citizenship. Like as soon as you get your Canadian one, just renounce.
Because it was only for dual citizens.
Yeah, only for dual citizens. So they can't deport somebody who doesn't have another country to go to. So that's why. And in theory, as far as I know, the law, it would have allowed for somebody like me who was born dual citizen to be deported and stripped of my citizenship, even for born Canadians. If you have another one, like,
oh, really?
Like for born, I think it, as far as I know, it applied for born Canadians. Anybody who had dual citizenship, that they could send him to some other place. Jeez. Like so, which is kind of it's kind of the chicken move, like where you're like, all right, yeah, let somebody else deal with this guy.
Yeah.
That's the end of my.
That reminds me in the 90s when Ralph Klein, the premier of Alberta, wanted to give homeless people like a one-way Greyhound ticket to Vancouver. Right? No, I don't remember if he actually did or not, but it was.
I don't think that would have passed legal muster. I don't know for sure.
Did. I feel like
it happened.
That.
I feel like it actually
happened to a couple kids. I think.
I feel like
I'd
have to look.
I don't know. King Ralph was pretty shady.
Yeah,
he was serious for sure. Like,
but didn't that?
But he was usually drunk.
That happens here.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It happened here. Wasn't it last year?
I've heard that happened.
Really?
Last
going
year,
year
the
before,
Yukon or something. Yeah.
I've issued tickets for those things, so I know.
Wow.
Soundman Dave.
You can just kick people out of your province if you don't like them.
Well, no, you know what'll happen is our supervisors at social services will tell us if they're okay with having like a one-way ticket, like just give it to them.
Jeez, just
That's
pass the
crazy.
buck, eh?
Yeah, that happened all the time, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I don't know that I'm okay with our province doing that.
Well, and the other provinces do it back to us too.
Wow.
Well,
They,
we can't do that anymore.
Well, if the client wants it, you sure can.
But there's no bus service.
There's no
here.
bus service.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, we still have Greyhound.
There's still Greyhound.
They go to Vancouver.
Yeah.
It's the only place you can go is to another province. You can't go anywhere within.
Can't go anywhere here. It's
You have to
even easier.
hitchhike.
Jeez. Okay, well, now that I'm a little depressed about the state of our province, let's bitch about
You're
the province
depressed
went
now.
over. Well, no, I'm constantly depressed. I
me
just
too.
try to push it off until something else reminds me.
Just drink away the sorrow.
Yeah, that's right. So this story is from cbc.ca, and the St. Boniface Hospital is apparently not doing assisted dying now, even though it's legally a thing that you can do. It's the organization governing Winnipeg's St. Boniface Hospital has appointed 10 new members to its board to overturn a policy on medically assisted dying. On May 29th, the board of directors approved a new policy that would allow medical assistance in dying under certain circumstances. The Catholic Health Corp, which apparently is the sole member of the St. Boniface Hospital and can add members to the board whenever it wants, added a bunch of new members to the board and called for a revote to overturn said ruling. So,
Wow.
not that long ago, the federal government amended the criminal code with Bill C-14 to allow doctors and nurse practitioners to help patients with grievous and irremediable illnesses to die. But Manitoba also introduced its own policy on medically assisted dying in that same month, which includes a special team to assess the case and provide the death if necessary, or if they deem it worthy, I guess. The St. Boniface Hospital said that it would not offer the legal service to patients, but it would work with patients to facilitate a transfer to a hospital that would. On March 1st, hospital staff sent a memo to the hospital administrators saying that this sounds like a reasonable approach, but actually doesn't work in practice. it becomes very tough to actually administer what information they can give the patients, what options they can give, and how they actually have to go through this system to set up this transfer. And they had examples where the approach actually increased the burden for patients and their families. But the new policy was based on feedback from nurses and doctors and was supported by something like 52% of the staff in the hospital. So essentially, this just flies in the face of this assisted dying law that Canada has now put into place. So I guess we're just running through this quick, but this recently retired Liberal Senator James Cowan was part of the Special Parliamentary Joint Committee on Assisted Dying and is on the board of directors of Dying with Dignity, a nonprofit organization committed to protecting end-of-life rights. And he said, while crafting the legislation, it was always important to be clear that any healthcare professional with a conscientious, ethical, or religious objection would be able to opt out. But he never felt that that should extend to institutions, that this was an individual choice for doctors or nurses, but that an institution that which refuses to permit a medically necessary service is unconstitutional, essentially, is what he's saying. Mm-hmm. So that's where we are. We have a hospital in Winnipeg that's refusing to do assisted dying based on religious beliefs, despite the fact that it's unconstitutional in Canada. I got nothing else to say about that, really, I guess.
Pretty much says it all.
Yeah.
It's kind of depressing.
It's shit.
I guess there's a simple solution for the hospital, though. If they say that on an individual basis you can refuse it, then just let every doctor refuse it. If every single doctor who can do that doesn't want to, then the hospital will automatically just not provide it because they have no doctors that...
Right.
Or are they mandated to hire somebody who will do it?
They aren't? Or are they?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
If an institution is required to do it, but individual people can refuse, you'd think they'd have to find somebody who can do it then.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
That seems like they would have a reasonable case that could actually go to court and decide if they have a requirement to hire somebody who could do it. Mm-hmm. But when they have 52% of people in their staff already who are willing to participate in this, and the institution is holding back, then it seems like that's not right.
And it's not the doctors that have said, I don't want to perform assisted dying.
Right.
It's the board that has made that umbrella decision for the institution.
Yeah. All right. Listener feedback. After last time where we gained a couple patrons, we lost one. One of our patrons was only planning to support the show for a limited time, and that time has come to an end. So I understand. I appreciate the support while it was there. I am going to be changing the way that we do Patreon. So now listeners will be in August, starting in August, we will be charging every week rather than every 2 weeks. So for anybody who wants to set a limit to how much they get charged, you have till August to do that. But if you're okay with getting charged $1 an episode 4 times a month or whatever it is, then by all means, keep it 4 times or 5 times a month now. So it'll be every week. It'll increase the revenue for the show and make things easier to pay for without hopefully putting too large of a strain on our listeners. If you want to become a Patreon patron, you can at patreon.com/brainstormpodcast. And there's like tons of exclusive content, including content for $5 patrons and up. We have no new iTunes reviews. We have no new email except for what me and Will were talking about with him helping me do the show notes. So that's actually a thing that's getting done.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you, Will.
You're the best.
We love to hear from our listeners, and if you want to send us an email, then you can reach us via the contact page on the website or emailing us at mail@brainstormblog.net or by messaging the Facebook page or hitting us up on Twitter. Our Twitter is @BrainstormPod. If none of that appeals to you, then you can share the show with your friends on Facebook or by retweeting the episodes and help us to get out there just by spreading the word. Who has stuff to plug? We have 5 minutes. Nothing.
Nada.
Nothing?
Nada.
You don't do?
Oh, I can plug a TV show that will make your blood boil.
What's that?
The Keepers. It's a documentary on Netflix.
Okay.
What did you think?
What's it about?
It's about priests and schools. So that put the two together. And, it's a series. So it has I don't know, like one season. So there's a bunch of episodes.
There's 6 episodes altogether, and they're each about an hour long, and it's riveting. It's absolutely 100% riveting. As much as it's infuriating and heartbreaking.
It makes you want to strangle people.
Okay. I don't think so.
But I think at the same time, it gives you hope. It gives you like, whoa, this is really. I don't know. People are like, it kind of restores your faith in humanity to some degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I might actually check that out.
You should.
Episode 7 of the Hardcore Skeptic Examines just came out. I talked with Ari Stillman about trigger warnings and PTSD. So if you want to learn more about that, then give that a listen. It's at Spreaker.com/show/the Hardcore Skeptic Examines. And I think that's everything. You can check out the show notes at thebrainstormpodcast.com and our website, brainstormblog.net. Thanks to our financial supporters, Will, Lisa, Rob, Aaron, Nathan, Daryl, Marissa, Stephanie, Positively Skeptical, Michael, and Lachlan. You can join us live every second week when we broadcast live on Spreaker. You can find us on Spreaker.com/user/brainstormpodcast. Our next guest is David Madison, author of 10 Tough Problems in Christian. What? I don't know.
Typo.
Yeah. Thought and belief. That's what it is. 10 Tough Problems in Christian Thought and Belief. A minister turned atheist shows why you should ditch the faith. It's a long title. But that should be interesting. A relatively unknown author to me, but thanks, Kelly, for joining us. You can find more of her stuff at gaytheistmanifesto.secularmediagroup.com, and you can find her new show at queryshow.com. And I suppose we might as well hit that outro music. Thanks to Dave for our intro music. Thanks to Alex Kuiper-Murdoch for doing the voiceover for the intro and some of our ads. And thanks to Jason Camille for our outro music. You can find his stuff over at aloststateofmind.com. All music played is either with permission or under the SOCAN license to play. For more information on SOCAN, you can check out the music license info page on our website, brainstormblog.net. I think that's everything. So give us a rating, a thumbs up, or a fave on your favorite podcatcher. Share the show, spread the word. Thanks for listening, and remember, the truth matters.
This is an opinion-based podcast. Each person on the podcast is responsible for their own opinions, and those opinions don't necessarily reflect the views of the rest of the panel, any guests, or anyone associated with the people on the podcast, such as spouses, partners, children, other family members, friends, or employers. No one person speaks for the podcast, with the possible exception of Cory, and he doesn't speak for anyone else on the show. The Brainstorm podcast does not represent the views of our sponsors. We just wanted to say thanks to everyone who listens to us, shares the show, gives us a rating on iTunes or Stitcher, or supports us through Patreon and Gumroad. We don't have a lot of interaction sometimes with our listeners, but what we have had proves that we attract some of the best people around. Smart, kind, and cool. An audience truly worthy of the titles hardcore and woo-free. Thanks for helping us make the world a smarter place.
Happen to be gay or trans or whatever, and here's their life.
I don't know. I disagree. I personally prefer to just talk about how I'm straight all the time. That's actually my preference.
That's true.
It relates back to everything I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get that.
So I disagree with your project. I'm straight. I told my parents I was straight, and they were like, "Fuck you," and I was like, "Fuck you guys, I'm straight." Fuckers. Yeah. Now you can ask me about.
Are we back? All right, there we go.
I thought that was you guys talking.
We had a little bit of a back in time situation going on there.
That was odd. No, you know what happened, because we had to stop the music to replay it, and it went back to the beginning.
Oh, okay. I see.
So there you go.
That explains it.
That does explain it.
I thought there was a rip in the time-space continuum.
It was bizarre.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
It was a temporal anomaly. Data will fix it.
Data will fix it.
I was expecting more like Marty McFly and Doc
Dave.
Brown to run through, or
Dave fixed it.
Worse yet, Rick and Morty.
All right.